Can I tell you a secret?
What?
I'm not wearing a bra today.
Can I tell you a bigger secret?
What?
I'm not wearing any underwear. And rarely do I wear underwear when I'm home.
Hey, man, let yourself free. In the summer,
Let me
I
tell you
get like
something.
that.
For what? Why am I wearing underwear at home? Why?
Period.
Hit the damn record.
Hit the damn record. He will record something.
Welcome to the Unlikely Friends podcast.
Where two friends living abroad talk about race, race relations,
How we feel about it, what it means to us.
and everything in between.
Gossip.
Mm-hmm. So, friends, if you like what you're seeing, if you follow us on Facebook and you listen to us on Spotify and you watch us on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when we post up a new video. So, ding, ding, baby, ding, ding.
Dang a dang. If my pants are off, I'm staying home forever. That's the
There it
marker.
is.
If I get
Exactly.
home and my pants come off, I'm here. I'm stuck. It's like my butt is stuck on the
Is
sofa.
ain't that the truth, dude? It's like as soon as you get home, if someone calls me and I'm already in my home clothes, wild horses is not going to drag me out that door.
Mm-mm.
Uh-uh.
I come
Uh-uh.
home and I feel like I got to take off my hazmat suit. That's what I say because preschool, like I
Exactly.
do my laundry and I'm sure my neighbors go crazy because I do my laundry all the time because I
Mm,
have to. You
yeah.
don't know what's on your clothes as a preschool teacher. I love my kids.
Ugh.
They're adorable, but ding dang, I get a lot of this in my classroom and a lot of like hands in their pants and I'm like, I got to wash my clothes every day, every day, every day.
Mm-mm.
I I just yeah, whenever you have your home clothes on, you don't go out anymore. That's it.
I don't go out anymore. And when the first thing when I do when I come home is that I strip out of my clothes because I ride my motorbike.
Yeah, yeah.
And whatever junk is flying in the air, sticks to me, I suppose.
Mhm,
Whatever,
mhm,
I don't want to bring that, to the kittens. So I immediately get out of my clothes.
mhm, mhm.
Immediately. And the first thing I do is that I don't really take a shower, but I do rinse myself off in the shower just to get any, bleh, that's on me. And I put on my home clothes. Now, I
Mhm.
don't do that every single time. It all depends on how long I've been out. Like, normally I'll come home and the first thing I do is take off my clothes and wash my face and hands. That's the first thing that I do.
Yeah, 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 me too.
If I'm feeling really nasty, then I'll jump in the shower and, not really take a shower, but just to, get that ugh
Yuck.
off of me.
Mhm.
Yeah, just to get that yuck off of me. So I take what I call a light shower, a refresh shower. I usually, uh,
Mhm.
uh, I like to call it. Not like, wake up in the morning, shower, just to get that off of me.
Let me ask you a
So,
question. When you do that, do you
mhm.
get your hair wet?
No, no,
Is there any time that you get your hair wet that you don't wash your hair?
no,
Okay.
because it takes my hair such a long time to dry. I
Well, yeah,
can't.
that's fair. Yeah.
I can't. It takes such a long time. Like, if I wash my hair in the morning, depending on what the weather is outside, or if I'm even going to be outside in the sun, it'll take all day for my hair to dry. All
Dag.
day.
So
Yeah.
in the winter, that's got to be not comfortable.
In the wintertime, I almost never wash my hair. Almost never.
Mhm.
Like, if I do wash my hair in the wintertime, like if because I'm doing sport, and you gotta, because you get oil and grease and it just gets, and you starts to itch, you gotta wash your hair. I'll do it on the weekend knowing that I'm not gonna go out.
Mhm. Mhm.
But in the summertime, I usually wash it a little bit more often because I'm going out. But the bad thing about that is because my hair stays wet for so long. And if I go outside with wet hair, motorbike, all of that, pollen and fumes and whatnot is just going to stick to my hair. So I try not to.
Hmm.
I try not to
I've
anyway.
learned something new today. Do you know I had a really nice dream? I had a really nice dream the other night.
About?
It was mainly about Winnie, which is really funny.
Okay.
But I had a dream that I got one of those tiny cars, those little tiny peanut cars.
Yeah, I've seen those
I
cars.
feel like this might be in the cards for me, speaking of loans. And
Are they expensive?
yeah, they're a little bit pricey. I
How
get
much are
mine
they?
I get mine used for sure.
How much are they?
Like 200, like
Des, why
100.
would you need a loan to do that?
Well, I don't know. Anyway, I could, yeah, I could save and save. Anyway, so I was thinking about it, I had this dream, and little Winnie was in the sidecar beside me, the little seat beside me, and we went to the park, and I just felt like swimming. And at the park, there was like a really nice cold water, and I was like, "You want to go swimming?" And so we swam together, and then we got out, and then we met other people that had like little tiny dogs. And I was like, "This is the best day ever. I have a car. I could take my dog around." It was such a good dream. I woke up feeling so good about it. And the thing is that I don't have a license anymore because my license expired. I've lived abroad for so long that I don't have a license anymore.
How
Um,
long has it been since it expired?
Oh, quite a long time. So I've been meaning to get a license in the U.S., but I'm like, what's the point? I'm only there for a couple weeks out of the year. I'm not, I don't really need it. But here, if
Yeah.
I want to have a vehicle at any point, which I am leaning more and more towards having a vehicle here, I'd want one of those tiny little zip cars. They're teeny tiny. And my hairdresser has one. And I asked him about it. I was like, "How do you feel about it? How do you like it?" And he was like, "I love it." He said, "Now I can't go far. I can't go out on the highway and go far places, but that's okay. It doesn't matter to me."
But in the city, that's fine.
But in the city, like if you want to go down to Bebek, or if you want to go to the seaside or whatever, you can like. And parking, oh my God, parking is incredibly easy when you've got a teeny tiny car. Thought about it
Uh,
though. And it would be appropriate. There's not much to me as far as height. So it'd be kind of funny to see a little short person coming out of a little tiny car with a little tiny dog.
tiny car, tiny girl, tiny dog.
That's my new podcast.
The life of Tiny.
The Life of Tiny with Desma.
Oh, have you seen this trend on
Hmm.
TikTok of redheads being black now?
What? That can't be a real thing.
It is a real thing. It is. Now, redheads.
You're not talking about people being in like blackface, right? Like that's not.
No, I'm talking about redheads being considered black.
I-
And we all know that redheads are like the whitest people ever. But
Are we in some sort of weird dystopian South African
no,
apartheid
absolutely not. No,
time? Like, what is
no, this is like,
happening?
okay, this is like the complete opposite of that
Okay.
because I didn't know, and I really didn't know, that gingers, they get so much um, vitriol for being redheads.
Yeah. There's
I
a,
had no
especially in the
idea.
UK, there's a big thing,
I had
which is
no
so
idea.
strange. Why? What is the big
It is
freaking
very
deal?
strange. And me as a black person, I was like, red hair is so beautiful. It
Hmm.
is so beautiful.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
And in the
that's on my bucket
sun,
list to sleep
forget
with a
it.
redhead.
And
That
that's
has
the
always been
tea.
on my that had always been on my bucket list to do a redhead. It had
To
always been
do
on my
it.
bucket list. Seriously. Have a little strawberry.
So wait a minute. So how did they become?
So
I
this
don't
one
understand
woman
that.
on TikTok, yeah, this one woman on TikTok, she got on TikTok and she was like, all redheads are black people. I'm telling you right now, if you have red hair, you are black. Outpouring of redheads, people crying. They're like, we're so happy now because they've had been so persecuted for having red hair their whole
Oh.
lives. And the black community just, like embraced them.
Oh my
And they're like,
gosh. That's really
yes,
sweet.
you should see all of the videos, people crying. They're like, we are so happy because they got treated so badly
Yeah.
by white people.
Yeah, I don't know what the big deal is. I really don't. I don't understand why, but I know that it's a thing and it's particularly a thing in the UK. Um, but I really don't understand. Like, who cares? So you have a different hair color. And like,
And I think
okay.
redheads
I
are
had a crush.
gorgeous.
That was my first crush. He had like strawberry hair.
Yeah.
His name was Chuck. I'm not
Chuck,
going to say
chuck,
his
bobo,
last
banana,
name.
fana,
Hey, but I'm not going to say his last name. But oh my gosh, I had such a crush on him. And he had like
Really?
strawberry, yeah, big old glasses. That boy was cute. That was a cute boy. But yeah, he was my first crush.
Chuck, if you listening,
I wonder what you're doing now. Maybe I'll Google him
it's like,
later.
what you doing, Chucky? What you doing, Chucky?
Charles. Charles.
That's funny, but yeah,
But
it's
that's
a
really
huge trend
sweet.
now. It is sweet. Now there are some people who are like redheads are not black people, blah blah blah. It's like, but that's not the point. The point was it's supposed to be it was a joke,
Like
and the
loving.
point was is that letting them feel like that they're human too, basically. Now there was this uh one woman who was absolutely not furious, but she was angry,
Hmm.
a black woman, and she says, "Look, I'm all for the unity thing. I'm all for standing up for people who are oppressed and all that good stuff, made fun of."
Disenfranchised. And
She said, "Disenfranchised. I'm all for that, but remember that these were the self same people when they cast Ariel as a black woman with red hair. These people, these people that you are embracing, went absolutely crazy." But they went nuts. It's like, yeah, but black people have red hair too.
you want to hear something crazy? My mom knows her parents.
The lies you tell.
No, no. Because my mom knows everybody, but my mom knows,
You just say that so often. My mom knows everybody. Anyway, I'm an English teacher in Turkey.
but she does, man. I can't go into any kind of shop when I go home and she doesn't know somebody. There's always somebody she knows. So we're watching the movie, or we're watching a trailer or something. I was like, gosh, her voice is so lovely. I just love that they've cast her as Ariel, just like talking, and she said, I know that. I know her mama and I know her daddy. And I said, huh? And I guess they do lots of philanthropic work in the South, and she
Yeah.
she works a lot with different kinds of communities. My mom does, because she is a coordinator for like continuing education. She works in continuing education, and so she
Hmm.
talks to a lot of people. She meets a lot of people because she coordinates a lots of classes and programs for people to attend, and she's met them. I,
That's very
I know,
funny.
and her sister. She says they're all lovely people. My mom.
He's like, yeah, I know her parents. Excuse me? Anyway,
That's
there
crazy.
was this this girl, she was going off about it, and and I understand that. And another guy was like, "Look, we have to stop inviting everybody to the cookout." He says, "Not everybody is invited to the cookout. Sometimes we just have to have something for ourselves. Why
Hmm.
are we letting these people come to the cookout too?" And I understand all of that, but I also want them to understand. It's like, look, it was just a joke. It's not.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course, they don't believe that they are black, and of course, we don't believe that they are black. But it was just, a funny thing to do, and some people took it the wrong way. One guy who was ginger, fairly handsome guy, beautiful curly red hair, took it a step too far and was throwing out stereotypes of absent
Mm.
father and all of that. It was just a mess.
Whoa.
So then it stopped really quick. It's like, okay, we're done because white people don't know how to have nothing. So
Give an
so
inch and then
yeah, they take the guy. He went a little bit too far.
come
He
on
thought he was being
now.
funny, but it wasn't funny at all. It was not funny at all what he said.
I
It's
mean,
funny.
it is pretty sweet. But I mean, the original purpose behind that is pretty sweet. Like,
And they were so happy. These people were so happy. They're like, yes, we are here for this. Some people even went so far as like, look, the word ginger, just rearrange the letters and hey.
oh Lord, God, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. My
I,
sister, we've always said that my sister has gotten my grandmother's complexion because she's very, very fair. Yes, I am also fair, but when I go into the sun, I am a gingerbread snap.
huh? What does that mean?
Gingerbread snap cookie.
Yeah, you get brown.
I get brown.
Oh,
She does
okay.
not. She gets red. So
Oh,
that's the difference
it's to
between
me.
her.
I'm
It's
going to ask you.
okay.
I'm going to ask you now. All white people. Do all white people have to put on sunscreen before they go into the sun?
Well, it's healthy for you to.
Oh.
Not everybody does, but it's much healthier for your skin if you do wear UV.
Now, do white people need to wear sunscreen? Because black people, we don't.
Yeah, I think we do in general.
Because our skin is made for the sun. That's why we have so much
Right.
melanin. So we don't have to.
I mean, if I go out into the sun for a really long period of time, I will get sunburned. It happened to me last weekend.
You will get burned.
I mean, definitely. Oh my gosh. So I was working at the skin and hair care store when I was a teenager, and I saw this woman. She had obviously fallen asleep on her stomach at the beach,
Oh no.
and it was. I'm telling you right now, red can be. And she was wearing a what jean dress. Ouchie. Ouch. Why
Oh
did she think that was a good idea?
no.
But she looked like a normal, like I've been in the sun. I'm from Myrtle Beach. That's where I grew up, basically. And I mean, people go to the beach and they tan and they want to have brown skin, tan
Yeah.
skin. I
Yeah.
don't mind myself with a little bit of color also because sometimes I get too pasty for my own liking. But this woman had obviously not worn, number one, not worn sunscreen, but number two, had fallen asleep on her stomach because
Oh
she was
no.
so red. And you
Oh
can get like
no.
sun poisoning. My sister got sun poisoning where you get a fever, like your body
Yeah.
swells and you have a fever because your
Yeah.
body's like,
Now I've
whoa,
heard
whoa,
of
whoa, whoa.
black people getting sun poisoning, but I've never heard of any black person getting sunburned because our skin just doesn't allow it. We have too much melanin.
Hmm, no, definitely.
But sun poisoning I've heard of.
I use sunscreen every day. I didn't for a very long time, and I definitely do now because when I
A
look at,
lot
I
of
should show you
slaves.
some of the photos that I have of myself in high school. It's like I'm a different ethnicity.
Like too white or
Like
brown?
brown.
Really?
Brown.
Now I know a lot of slaves were sick, got sick, um,
Hmm.
during slave times before the Reconstruction era,
Well, I'm sure with all
from
that
sun
sun
poisoning.
exposure, yeah, my body can't handle sun and heat like that. I was at a amusement park last year before last, and I thought I was either going to pass out or vomit because I was so hot.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, and my sister like got ice and was putting it on my neck, and I was sitting down and I was like, I turned like white as a sheet because I was
Oh
so incredibly
no!
hot. It was so bad.
Is that?
No, but not in a good way. Like I'm gonna vomit. It was real bad. What'd you say?
Harvard University is set to launch free college courses online for every U.S. citizen, highlighting basic U.S. government understanding, the Constitution, and how to recognize a dictatorship takeover 101. I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
That is excellent.
I'm
Are
here
you
for that.
kidding me? Way to
I'm
fight
here for
back,
that.
Harvard. Heck yeah.
Yes.
That's excellent. That's what you do as a university. That's your
Free online college courses for every U.S. citizen, highlighting basic U.S. government, understanding the Constitution, and how to recognize a dictator takeover 101.
you want to sign up together?
I'm going to sign up. I'm going to sign up.
Let's sign up. We could take it.
I'm going to sign up.
Let's take it together. And then we could say, oh, I learned this in my my Harvard, my
My
Harvard,
Harvard,
my Harvard course.
but it says, but it's only a 101 course, so
Well,
you're not going to get any.
who
You're not going to get any
cares?
credits for it.
Who cares?
All right.
Okay, friend.
Okay, friend.
Thanks for chatting with me today.
Yeah, it was nice to see you again.
And thanks for listening, everybody. We love
Absolutely.
talking at you.
That's literally what we're doing,
Uh,
right? So, to all of our friends who are watching us on YouTube, listening to us on Spotify, and follow us on Facebook, please like, share, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when we post a new video. So, ding, ding, baby, ding, ding.
ding, ding. And we hope you have a great week, everybody.
Absolutely. See you all next week. See you next week,
Bye.
friend. Bye. Deuces.
Yeah.